University of North Carolina point guard Cole Anthony is one of the most polarizing players in the 2020 NBA draft. This is a guy who came into college as a top 5 player and now might not even get drafted in the lottery. So a year ago he was up here, but then after a college season where he averaged about 18 points a game, he's fallen to down here.
What?
In today's video, I'm trying to make sense of all this. I'm breaking down Cole Anthony's game, telling you where he could get drafted and the teams I think are the best fit for him. How's it going, guys? This is Troy, host of the Half Court Report YouTube channel, and continuing a series today that I've been doing where I'm looking at some of the top prospects for this year's NBA draft, and I'm telling you about their games, breaking down their strengths and weaknesses, and offering some options of where I think would be some really good spots for them to get picked. So today I'm talking about Cole Anthony from the University of North Carolina. Real quick though, before we get started, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're going for 207 likes on today's video. And while you're here, make sure to sub because we are going for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So what do we know about Cole Anthony? Well, basically, any article or story you see about him, one of the first things that's mentioned is how he's the son of Greg Anthony, who played over 10 years in the NBA and was part of those really good UNLV teams from about 30 years ago. So Cole definitely has that basketball pedigree that you love for players to have. He's 6'3", he's about 200 pounds, so he's not one of those point guards who's going to get pushed around a lot by other guards in the game. He was a beast in high school. Cole Anthony, he was named MVP of the McDonald's All-American game, MVP of the Jordan Brand Classic game, MVP of the Nike Hoop Summitt. So when Cole Anthony committed to North Carolina, he was expected to be the next great player in a long line of great Carolina players. His 1 year at UNC, on the surface, his numbers, they look pretty good. Anthony averaged 18.5 points, about 6 rebounds, about 4 assists. But if you dig a little deeper into those numbers, you see that this is a UNC team that was really, really bad. They went 14-19. There was no way they were going to make the NCAA tournament. And this was the worst Carolina team in about 20 years. And that's the big question Cole Anthony is going to have to answer as teams interview him leading up to the draft. Was his performance at North Carolina really who he is, or was it just one of those players, he was a guy on a bad team, didn't have much of a supporting cast, and he's actually a much better player than what he was able to show his one season? Look at this chart with some recent point guards who were drafted over the last couple years. Teams looking to draft Cole Anthony will want to know, can he play within his team's offense? Can he get his teammates involved? And can he improve his shot selection? Coaches and scouts are torn too because they're wondering if Anthony's struggles were a product of his shortcomings, or was it a UNC system that didn't put him in a position to succeed? One coach said, everybody loves Cole, but he is just high volume. This is a guy who plays one way. We loved UNC coach Roy Williams, but we didn't think he coached Cole well at all this past season. He let him go wild, and if you let Cole Anthony do that, he's going to be crazy with the ball. Another one said, I think his NBA potential is there because first, point guards at that level, in order to keep defenses honest, they have to be able to dribble off of screens and shoot. And they especially have to do that from the three-point line. Cole Anthony, to me, looks like more of a score-first point guard, and that's pretty apparent, but it's not necessarily the worst thing because you see lots of score-first point guards that have had a lot of success in the modern NBA. And all that lines up with what the scouts are saying too. Check out his strengths over at NBADraft.net. They say he is aggressive, he's confident, he's a score-first point guard, he's got above-average athleticism and possesses solid speed, agility, quickness. He loves to attack in isolation or when the defense isn't quite set, and he's really good in the open court. He's one of the best in the 2020 draft class at making difficult shots, which of course can be a blessing and a curse. He's shown good touch, and he's got the groundwork for him to become an efficient mid-range player. And that's due to his promising pull-up and step-back jumpers and a few effective floaters that he's already been able to incorporate into his scoring arsenal. He contributes defensively and on the glass. As for his weaknesses, though, yeah, there's a lot of question marks there too, because Cole Anthony will need to develop his ability to be an efficient team player in order to reach his full potential. He borders on overconfident at times, and that can be a bad thing. He got in the bad habit of over-penetrating, just throwing up wild contested shots, attempting to draw fouls. Those were fouls that didn't get called. He can be a bit sloppy with the ball in stretches, and he forces the action and over-dribbles to the point where he causes a turnover. He's not a natural playmaker for others or a true floor general. For Cole Anthony, it seems to take a concerted effort for him to pass, and he's only occasionally scoring and setting up teammates well in the same game. So now that we have an idea of who Cole Anthony is, for this next part of the video, I want to go over some of the teams that I think have the best chance to draft him and where I think he would excel the most. So personally, for me, if Cole Anthony is still on the board after the 10th pick, I'm probably going to pick him, because I'd even consider taking him higher than that if a point guard like LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, Killian Hayes, if they're all off the board and I'm in charge of a team that needs somebody at the point. So first off, let's look at the Knicks, because we got those updated lottery results the other day, and the Knicks are picking 8th, and I'm not going to rule out Cole Anthony for them. So hear me out, Knicks fans. Cole is a legit pick for them, as I mentioned, if the other point guards are off the board, and this would be an upside pick. If you're the Knicks, you're drafting him to grow with RJ and with Mitch Robinson and to average 40 minutes a game while being coached by Tom Thibodeau. But seriously, Cole already has that New York connection because his dad played there. He's a player who really has that attitude that's built for New York City. I feel like the fans would love him and hate him at the same time, which, you know, can be a good or a bad thing. But if you get to that 8th pick and you want to make a big splash, then Anthony might be an option for you. Next up, let's look at the Phoenix Suns, and I have them in here because a big reason is with Devin Booker on the team, it makes Cole Anthony's lack of playmaking less of a problem because Booker can playmake a little bit. And if you're Phoenix, you're hoping that Cole can be another shooter you end up putting around DeAndre Ayton. Plus, with their guard depth, it's not that impressive to me. Also, Monty Williams, he is a player's coach. I think he can get a lot out of Cole Anthony. Third, I think Orlando could be an option for them. They're slated to pick 15th, so if you can get Cole Anthony at the 15th pick, just outside the lottery, that is a steal. The Magic need more scoring and shooting. And think about this. What if he and Markelle Fultz both end up panning out? That's a pretty electric backcourt, and I think after a year or two, they'd be able to play together consistently. The Magic ranked 27th in scoring, 27th in field goal percentage, 25th in three-point field goal percentage, and 24th in offensive rating. Basically, they need guys who can shoot and who can score. So could Anthony potentially help the Magic in any of these areas? Yeah, I think so. I'd bet on it. Finally, we've got the Utah Jazz, and they're picking 23rd in the draft. I see no way Cole falls that far. So for the Jazz to do this, some sort of trade would have to be involved, but I really like him here. The Jazz don't have many young prospects at the guard spot. Conley will be in the last year of his deal next year. You could end up putting Cole with Donovan Mitchell, get a little more size in that backcourt. He'd be a great pick-and-roll player with Rudy Gobert. I think he could be a good defender in Quinn Snyder's system too. Tell me in the comments what you think about Cole Anthony and where you want him drafted. He's a very polarizing player, so eager to hear what you guys say. We've got a goal of 207 likes for this video, so if you've enjoyed it, please click that thumbs up button. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this channel as well. Thanks so much for watching. This is Troy with the Half Court Report, and I'll see you next time.